Hi! Bunnies and chicks are so adorable and certainly a sign of spring. And they're also often used for Easter cards. For me, I want my Easter cards to carry the message of Christ. So today I'll be demonstrating with the Stampin' Up! Easter Lilies bundle to show you how to make Christian Easter cards. You'll find the Easter Lilies bundle in the January through April 2024 Stampin' Up! Mini catalog. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 23 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand-stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. So my handmade Easter card may be considered a fun fold. Come and check it out. Here's a closer view of the Easter Lilies stamp set and coordinating Easter Lilies dies. Both of these are available to order individually, but if you use the special bundle item number I have listed right here, you'll save 10% on both. Always look to see if there's a bundle discount when there are coordinating punches or dies, because that savings can really add up. So look at this stamp set. Oh my goodness, Easter Lilies. This is not pictured at full size, and you'll see it's even bigger. And so we can build a beautiful Easter lily. And the greetings and the font, oh my goodness. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Peace I give unto you. God is good and he is risen. With some of these greetings, it'll take us beyond Easter, which is fantastic. And the dies, well, let me pull them out of their pocket. Here we go, so you can see them even better. And so we have the open or outline dies for the images. We have all of those, but then you have the intricate dies to build an Easter lily. And let me show you a sample in the January through April 2024 Stampin' Up! Mini catalog. That's where we're finding this bundle. Isn't that gorgeous? So, so pretty. And so I'll be stamping and die cutting, so we have that, but a lot of possibilities. All right, and so let me show you real quickly. I have mine on this magnet card that I get from Stampin Storage. It's a different company, but they have a lot of products to organize our craft rooms and our Stampin' Up! Products. And I'll have a link under the video to where you can pick these up. And they're so sturdy, so strong. Dies aren't falling off. Love that. And so I prefer that over what comes with our dies. You know, we get a pocket for them, but then you have to try to get them back on the tape. This is just so much more convenient. And then I go ahead and slide it into the pocket, and both of these are available, and I'll have the links under the video, and label it. So if something did fall off, it's all together, but this is just real convenient for me to flip through to see what I want to use. All right, so we do have some stamping to do, because I was telling you I'm going to stamp first and then die cut the images. So let's do that. What I have here is some basic white cardstock. Whenever you're stamping on white cardstock, you absolutely want to use the Stampin' Up! Basic white cardstock. It has a smooth, tight finish for crisp, clean images. My goodness, we absolutely want that. So I'll be coloring with the Stampin' Blend. So I'm going to use the Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad. We'll go ahead and take this lid off. There we go. And my Easter lily, see, that is considerably bigger than the image, so very nice. And this is a photopolymer stamp set, and so the rubber is clear and they come unmounted. So you pick up some mounts, and this is a clear block D. Very nice. You have the grips on the sides, so comfortable to hang on to. If it were perfectly flat, my goodness, it'd almost feel like you could cut your fingers, huh? And so very comfortable, and you use the blocks over and over. So you make the investment in the acrylic blocks, but you just keep using them. Okay, so we're gonna get this good and inked up on my Tuxedo Black, and come over here and stamp. I'm gonna hold it down a little bit so the ink can absorb in, and look at that. See, crisp, clean images on these pads. And then I need a stem for my beautiful Easter lily. Okay, come over here and stamp. Gorgeous. So now we will die cut with the coordinating dies in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I've got some embossing to do too, and a little bit more die cutting. So I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and the first thing we need to do is build what's called a sandwich. And so I will use the plates that are included. I'll start with a plate number 1. And then because I'm using the thin metal dies, I need a plate number 2. And the directions are all printed on here. You do not need to memorize that, but you're always welcome to come back and work along with me and make my card. Followed by a plate number 3, because this is a cutting plate and we'll be cutting into it. I am going to flip that over. And if you flip them over, it helps keep them from getting warped. And use them in different places. We tend to just keep going to the center, and I know I do, but if we use them all over, that will help extend the life of them. And then our stamped cardstock, and of course, our coordinating dies. All right, so I need that one and this one. Look how nice they come off of that magnet card. And I'll just place these. Now, I do want these to come out very nice, so I need to hold them in place. I'm liking this low-tack adhesive, Crafter's Companion. It's nothing Stampin' Up! Sells, but I'll have a link under the video in case you think you'd like to try that. So let me get a piece of that. You could also use washi tape, painter's tape, a Post-it note. All right, so what I'm doing is centering this around it. And thinking it's looking pretty decent. So let's go ahead, put that on. And then this one, let me grab another piece of this. There we go. All right. And, okay. It's so pretty though, having it die cut, because I'm going to have it against color. And we couldn't just stamp on the color and have it look nearly as nice. So, okay. Be patient, I'll get it. I think I'm looking pretty good. All right, you know what? I have another piece of basic white cardstock here. And this time, I want to do a label die, and so I can do these all at the same time. I have here the Everyday Details dies. This is from the spring catalog, the January through April, and the smallest one, and it's going to make it a little bit decorative. And so the rough side, that's the cutting side, put that down. And this I don't need to secure in place. I'm going to stamp after. I just need to make sure it stays on the cardstock. And so to do that, what I'm going to do is take another plate number 3 and place it on top and not scoot it. All right, so we'll place this. We'll see how, how good I did with those images, but we have some embossing to do. I really want you to see this. Look at that stitching it put around it. Put that down. Isn't that cool? So really, it's like it adds a layer with that stitching. It's fantastic. All right, so now, you know, and if I don't do a good job, I just go back and do it again. Because I really want my images to look fantastic. And hey, that is not bad. All right, and put that back on that magnet sheet so I don't lose it. And let's see how the lily came out. Okay, not as well as I'd like. So you know what? After I'm done with this, I will do another one and then come back and finish the card. How about that? All right. So, but now we're going to do some embossing. Yeah, they don't always turn out perfect, and that's okay. And so I still need a plate number 1, and this time we are going to use the Cane Weave 3D embossing folder. So this is extra thick. So here's the sandwich, plate number 1, and then our cardstock, the Lemon Lolly, yes, springy colors, will go in here. And I do want to get it in straight and with the Stampin' Up! Logo facing this way. Okay, I'm not cutting anything, so it'll be okay. It's so thick, we're not using a plate number 1, we're not using a cutting plate. It's going to go directly on plate number 1. And then we need a plate number 4, a specialty plate. And all these plates I'm using come with the purchase of a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now, if you have another machine of the same size and want to use our 3D embossing folders, the specialty plate is available to purchase separately. So let's go ahead and crank this through. And the 3D folders are just phenomenal. The deep, deep images you get. Let's have a look. Isn't that sweet? All right, so next we'll need to prepare our card base. My goodness, that was so quick and easy, die cutting from the angle I'm used to. So we got that, and so our die cutting and embossing is done. And as I was doing these, I thought, you know, it's so funny. I keep using the Everyday Details dies because great labels. But there is a beautiful stamp set that coordinates with this, the Everyday Details stamp set and the dies. And this is available in a bundle with the special bundle discount number I have listed. So I will be playing with that soon. All right, so now we need to do our card base. And this is where it might be considered a fun fold. It's different for me. So what I have here is my paper trimmer with 2 blades. The dark gray is the cutting, the light gray is the scoring. So I'm going to slide the lighter gray out of my way. And what I have here is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of Highland Heather cardstock. And so the 11 is this. We'll pick this up, slide it in to 5, and there's 6. That longest line in between is the halfway mark. I'm going to place it on that mark. All right, not next to it, on it. And then we will cut it. And this typically does 2 card bases, but not today. It will do 4 because I'm going to go ahead and take, now this is 8.5, 11, and cut this in half again. So we know halfway between the full numbers is the halfway mark. And so in between the halfway and the whole number is the quarter. So again, we'll place it on it and not next to it and cut it. So now I have 2 card bases, and there'll be 4 in total. But interestingly, this will also be used on my card, and this is where the scoring blade will come in. So if I were just to fold this in half, it'd be a crinkled mess. So instead, we're going to score it, put a crease in it. So this is 5.5. Half of 5.5 is 2 3/4. Okay, I need to pick this up. There we go. And that popped right out. Let me put that in. I slid down here. There's a little notch. Slid down there to get that blade in. Okay, so pick this up. 2 3/4. So half, right, is that longest line. If a quarter was the second longest line, the 3/4 will be that as well. So let's go, you know, closer to the next whole number. Onto the line, put that back down, and run our blade across, and it makes that crease, and that crease is going to, look at that, it folds without getting all crinkly. How fantastic is that? So to finish, I line up the 2 edges because I'm human, and I'm sure I know I don't get anything perfect. So I line those up, and then take my bone folder and go ahead and then give it that crisp fold. All right, so most of our card is done. We've got some more stamping to do. So let's see where we'll start. Oh, how about we finish with this? And I'll be done. Oh, I won't be done with the basic black, but that's okay, or the tuxedo black. But this is for the outside of our card. So we'll get this again. And for this one, I want the, here it is. He is risen. All right. Had that closer to me because I knew I'd need it. And see, because it's a photopolymer clear stamp set, I can see where I'm stamping. So let's see. Go ahead. And, beautiful. Really like this font a lot. And so I have another piece of basic white cardstock to fit inside. And our little message. And so I will use the tuxedo black again. And inside I have peace I give unto you, because we have he is risen. Peace I give unto you. All right. So let's stamp this. Very nice. Now we are done with the tuxedo black. Put that lid on. And I'm going to come in with the Lemon Lolly. There we go. And we have this really cool stamp. Some background. Adds a little bit of, looks like a little bit of texture. And just right over top. It's nice and light, but it'll just look really nice. Very good. So to close this, I did explain how to open them. Let me push, pull on that lip, and click. Okay, so that's done. So this is inside, so we can go ahead and put this inside. And for that, I will use the Stampin' Seal. And so where it's a little opaque, I put my finger there, and 1 inch in each corner works beautifully for me when everything is laying nice and flat. So let's do this. Okay. All right. Set that aside. There we go. And so we got just a little bit of coloring to do, and I'll be using my Stampin' Blends, Lemon Lolly, and Soft Seafoam. Such soft, pretty spring colors. I chose the Highland Heather because royalty, purple is for royalty, right? I could have used Gorgeous Grape, but I just love keeping it all soft and springy. And so I'm going to do like they did in the catalog and only color the centers. So this will be a pretty quick card. And this is with the light. Sharp, huh? And I could come back, let's see, with the dark and maybe go along, make it just a little darker in the center. Sharp, sharp, sharp. Okay, so quick, quick, quick. Easy card to do. And then I have Soft Seafoam. One of my sweet stampers got ordered the other night, all the Soft Seafoam. I said, how have you been living without this? One of my favorite colors. So I have the dark one in my hand. And I typically do the shading after, but I thought, let's do the shading first. So I'm following their lines, and that just helps us to know where to shade. And then we'll come in with the light and finish filling this in. And either tip would have worked. It's a smaller image, so I used the bullet. But you have a nice point on here that I still could have done, stayed in a small area. But there we go. Quick and easy. That is. All right. So now all we need to do is put it together. There is one more thing I need to stamp, but let's just go ahead at this part. So I've got this cane weave, and look at all that texture. As much as I like the Stampin' Seal, I'm not confident it would adhere it to here and stay together very well. Now, mini glue dots are a great option. They're super sticky, but I have fallen in love with the Stampin' Seal Plus. This is meant, it's an even heavier duty, but it's quicker than messing with mini glue dots or Stampin' Dimensionals. But, all right, so again, I will use it the same way, but because it's embossed and curled a little bit, I don't think that's the right word. I can't think of the right word. Let's do a little bit more. Okay. And so this is my card base. And, oh, so pretty, these soft colors. All right. So now what I forgot for temporarily, I want to decorate this. So let's open it up. I always like to stamp on a flat surface, nothing that's going to be pumping back up at me, or bouncing, there's the word. All right, so I have the Highland Heather Classic Stampin' Pad. Remember earlier I told you I'd show you the next time, and then I forgot. So let's go ahead and pick that up and slide that in. Fantastic. And then I have the Great Palm. All right, signifying Palm Sunday. Okay, so that's nice and inked. We'll come over here. Tone on tone is one of my favorite looks, and what I mean by that is I'm using the same color ink to stamp on the same color cardstock, so it will create a subtle background. Gorgeous. All right, so again, to close it, we'll push, pull on that lip, click. You hear the click? Listen for the click. You definitely want that to be dry. All right, so now I have the lily. And so let's come back with the Stampin' seal for the stems and leaves. There we go. And let's not press down yet. I want to make sure of my placement. But for this, of course, my favorite accessory, adhesive, the Stampin' Dimensionals. These foam adhesive dots. Wow, just add so much to our projects by giving it some depth and dimension. All right, so if they aren't starting to come up easily like that one is, press down in the center of it with your thumbnail, even if it's short, and it makes it pop up. How adorable is this? And then we have our He is Risen. Oh, fantastic. All right, I'm pleased with the placement, so let's press everything down. And like I said at the beginning, your heart melts, right? Easter, the chicks and the bunnies. But my goodness, for me, you know, as I shared at Christmas, the whole reason for Christmas was for Easter. And we celebrate that, but at the same time, just in awe of that amazing sacrifice Christ made for us. And anytime I possibly can, I want that to be my message. Doesn't that look nice? All right, so then we will take and put this on here, and I'll tell you why I especially like this layout. And it's different, so, and I'm going to be really generous with this as well, because again, it's going onto the cane weave, but we don't want it coming off. So let's fold it in half and then center it on here. All right, looking good. Once I'm happy, then I press. I don't press anything down until I'm pleased. And what I really liked about this is, confession, I do not like writing things in cards. And we're not done. I have an embellishment. I don't like writing messages in cards. I spend way too much time trying to figure out what to write, where with this template, just sign it. And so we could send out Easter cards or whatever cards you want for an occasion, just to say, you know, well, in this case, you know, celebrating Christ's resurrection for our benefit and our benefit only, without needing to write a lot. Now, if you do like to write a lot, you could put another piece of basic white cardstock on here and do your thing. So let's just finish this with a little embellishment, and I chose the Iridescent Pearls Basic Jewels. And I have here my Take Your Pick tool. And so I like to press on them, press down to make sure the adhesive, because the adhesive's already on them, is sticking to the gem and not the acetate sheet. And come over here and just add that little bit. And there we have a beautiful, simple, quick to make Easter Lilies card. And so I will have a link to my blog post to this card with all of the measurements and the supplies, and a PDF you can download with that information too, to make it easy for you to duplicate, in case you think it'd be fun to make my Easter Lilies cards too for this Easter. If you'd like to make my Christian Easter card, all the supplies are listed below the video and available to order now in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And when you place your March 2024 Stampin' Up! Order of $50 or more with me, I'm going to send you one of my Easter Lilies cards. So get on over now to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and God bless.